YouTube? Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you do not miss content. It's time we address where I've been, what's going on with the cars, and why I haven't been uploading the last, I think it's been 2 months at this point. The truth is, expectations versus reality. The reality is automotive content on YouTube is extremely saturated, meaning there's so many people trying to do it for both the right and the wrong reasons. Where you lie on that spectrum, that's your business. Me personally, I got into this, like most people, you want money, right? Money is a bonus. For me, it was truly about just documenting what I'm doing, the experiences along the way, the relationships that I've built, the brands that I've gotten to work with, and all of these milestones for myself within this industry. With that being said, how saturated the automotive space is within YouTube, it makes it to where newer content creators like myself feel very deflected with uploading. And that's more so because there's so much competition, right? How do you stand out? What's the next banger video that someone else hasn't already done? It's really hard to stand out within that crowd. And without having some mind-boggling video that goes viral, it's really hard to start to gain traction, especially with how the algorithm is nowadays. And it seems like the algorithm is almost built more against new YouTubers and content creators across other platforms than it is for people that have already blown up. Now, this isn't a video about the algorithm, how it works and all of that, but it's more so why I myself have not been uploading. I feel like I don't have enough to do around my cars, whether it's DIY type of content, simply cinematic stuff. I could easily take my car and go drive down the road and get rolling footage. At the end of the day, yes, I can make videos and should be making videos solely for myself, but the whole point of the video is for people that share common interests and also want to have viewership to it. If you guys aren't retaining the information that's coming out of this video and you guys aren't interested in what I'm uploading, I'm almost resourcing myself for no reason. Now, this isn't me crying, it's not me complaining. I enjoy developing myself as a creator in terms of designing my own thumbnails and editing these videos in different types of ways, where you guys will notice from the beginning of this video where it's very cinematic. It's a different style that I've tried. I've done cinematic stuff before, but not quite to that extent with sound design and stuff like that. But where I'm at and moving forward with content creation, I'm just gonna upload. I don't have any crazy expectations. I'm not gonna try to beat the next viral video. The reality is, I should just be uploading just to upload. And if you guys enjoy the content that I upload, the best way and free way to support that is by subscribing, liking, and engaging with these videos and posts. Aside from that, I do have my own Japanese-inspired automotive brand. It's called Saite Street. It's essentially where I'll be selling some brand new and used secondhand parts that you see behind me in this garage that I just never got around to using or I don't need anymore. Similar to Facebook Marketplace, but it's a secondary platform for me to try to sell that stuff. All of that money just gets funneled right back into these builds to help me create more content for this channel, as well as the same for the merchandise. I try to make merchandise that I think is relatively cool to wear and fits the bid of both this channel, kind of my mission and the culture and everything else along those lines. I'm very familiar with branding. For those that don't know, I was a retail store manager for Zoomies. I did that for 5-ish, almost 6 years, and I developed a lot within that time frame. I got to meet and speak with a lot of popular brands that you guys are wearing today. And because of that, I have a lot of knowledge that was retained, and I want to use that to funnel it into my own stuff. So here's where we're at with things currently. There's quite a few drift events coming up. I don't know if I'm going to be doing them. I would like to, but there's a couple hindering factors here. One of which is the e-brake in my car. It is not retaining pressure. We've bled the lines a million times. We can't quite figure that out. I believe, after speaking to Tommy at Part Shop Max, that we have the wrong size fittings on the back to the cylinder. So essentially, the fluid is getting restricted coming in and out, if that makes sense. In addition to that, the wiring for our Haltech cam pad, which is all of the buttons that tell the car ignition on, fan, fuel pump, radiator, etc. We need to finish the wiring to that. Otherwise, I'm stuck using what was on this car previously. It's not the most effective setup. Basically, if I'm strapped in to the harnesses and I stall the car out and I have to restart the car, I can't reach, which is very tedious. It's not that I'm stalling the car out every 30 seconds, but it's a nuisance and it's inconvenient. And one of my biggest targets with this car as a beginning drifter is serviceability and being able to drive as much as possible. So every little second counts. That's one of the things that we need to dial in. One thing I didn't mention, but I want to give a huge shout out to Motegi. Motegi set us up for this season of drifting. They sent us 6 MB Battle wheels, as well as X Comp tires has got on board to hook us up. I have to place my order, but we have wheels and tires for the next couple events. So I'm super excited to get those on the car, mounted, and get driving as soon as possible. Now, one thing you'll notice, all my cars are gone. We ain't got no cars. I'm just kidding. The Subaru is over here, but it's dead. For whatever reason, all my batteries keep dying in these cars. Fortunately enough, I recharged the battery in the 240. I'm just leaving the terminals unplugged, so that way whenever I need to move the car or whenever I'm ready to start it up again, it won't drain the battery. I don't know why. The Supra keeps doing the same thing. The Subaru keeps doing the same thing. That's just for another video. Now, regarding the Supra, I actually took the Supra back to the body shop that did the paint work. There's just some little things that they need to touch up, which is fine. We were kind of rushing for the SEMA deadline like most people do, so nothing tedious. They're getting that fixed, and we should hopefully have the Supra back here soon so I can give you guys a full walk around because so much has changed with that car. And another thing to mention, I actually have this build series that I've been thinking about doing. It's not my own build. It's actually a review of some of the popular YouTube builds that you guys already see. I know there's a million people that already do reviews. I think I have my own little twist to it that I think you guys would enjoy. Let me know, comment down below if there's anybody particularly that you guys would like to see me collaborate with. This year for me is all about expanding, networking, and just trying to build relationships with a bunch of people in this automotive space. Now, I don't want to drag this video out and make it some 30-minute long video of me talking, so hopefully I should have some new content for you guys here soon once I figure out what this next video looks like. As I mentioned earlier, there are quite a few drift events coming up, and I really want to hone in on the drifting aspect of this channel. I love motorsports, I love everything about motorsports, and I want to continue to do so. If you guys enjoy content like this, make sure you leave a like on the video, comment down below. I read every one of them, and I do try to reply to all of them as well. This has been Tyler, and I'll catch you in the next video.